Making fight, but he still didn't want to fight. So ain't nothing we can do.
Maybe these boys are, get in the ring now and fight
maybe
me.
these guys.
What's going on, you guys? So I'm sitting back, right? I'm sitting back looking at the current landscape of the welterweight division, and I'm noticing some patterns that's been going on in the welterweight division. I've been noticing that a lot of people just don't seem to believe what they once believed. Hit that like button for your boy. We on Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we gonna be. But a lot of things don't seem to be panning out how us boxing fans want them to pan out, especially pertaining to the welterweight division. We still didn't get the Spence Crawford fight. That's like 4 or 5 years in the making, right? We still never got Thurman versus Spence. Guys are getting injured. We're not getting Virgil Ortiz standing on this now, for those who don't know. Amongst all the stuff that's been going on this weekend, I think people kind of skipped over that. I got to put that in this video, that Stanionis won't be fighting Virgil Ortiz now due to some injury. I can't even pronounce the damn word, okay? But he got injured, and now he's not fighting. See, these postponements and all this stuff is becoming a frequent thing with PBC fighters. These guys magically get hurt out of nowhere, and I never knew boxers got hurt so damn much. I know boxers get hurt, fighters get hurt, but I remember MMA fighters used to get hurt all the time because they do all kinds of different stuff. But boxers getting hurt, yeah, they may have a hurt hand, they may have to sit out for a little minute, but these dudes be getting hurt. They be getting hurt from car accidents, from all types of other stuff that be happening outside of boxing. They be getting hurt. Some fighters, you don't hear about them getting hurt at all. But a lot of these dudes getting hurt. So now, what does this leave Virgil Ortiz, right? Who was going to be fighting Stanionis for the WBA regular title, which would enable the winner of that fight to go and face Errol Spence, right? The winner of the Errol Spence, whatever happens with Errol Spence. Now, what's going to happen? Well, the fight got postponed, I believe, until, I want to say April. Then I put them on the same kind of pathway as Spence when Spence fought. What is going on, dude? All of a sudden, when the going starts to get tough, these dudes start to get injured. Is it just a coincidence? I don't know. I don't want to be pulling out no conspiracy theory hats. But these dudes magically just get hurt out of nowhere, and, well, boom. We go do it at a later date. We just go do it at a later date. The welterweight division is really looking. It may not be what we once thought. Some of the guys that we may never have really seen or heard of, maybe some of the better guys in the division than some of the guys that we actually been putting on a pedestal. We saw what happened to Rashidi Ellis. Some people believe it was a robbery. I don't believe that was a robbery. Even though Rashidi looked good early in the fight, he looked really bad towards the end of the fight. Got dropped multiple times by this guy. If you get dropped that many times, and then in the last second of the last round, bro, you pretty much lost the damn fight, bro. And if he had won that fight, he still lost that fight. He lost that fight, man. He was a 40-1 favorite. All these guys on that card this past weekend was a heavy favorite over the guys they were supposed to be whooping on. It didn't look like they was that much of a favorite once they transpired. You just didn't see this being this lopsided betting odds. It just didn't look like it, right? Guys looked horrible. Everybody looked bad, okay? But Jaron Boots Ennis says maybe that they'll fight him now. Maybe they will fight him now that they seen some vulnerabilities that Karen Kukachan, see, now I know his name, and I won't forget it. Karen Kukachan exposed. Maybe they will fight him now. And we're not just talking about Terrence Crawford. We're not talking about just Errol Spence. We're talking about everybody in the division. Virgil Ortiz. How will a fight between Virgil and Boots go now? I don't know. You only as good as your last fight. And based off what I saw, Virgil Ortiz isn't the same type of fighter that's moving around the ring and doing all this stuff, right? He's not that fighter either. He's a guy that's going to be right there banging with you. So it's a different fight. Totally different stylistic matchup. However, a few other things, despite Boots Ennis not being able to find Karen Kukachan, there's a few other things that I noticed. How good is his power really? Because a lot of the guys that he was beating up on prior to Karen Kukachan was smaller dudes or dudes that was scared before they got in the ring. So when he was in there with somebody that could take his shot, keep it moving, not be deterred by what he was bringing or his speed or anything like that, well, Jaron Boots Ennis looked at kind of basic. He kind of looked at like a flashy, he just looked like a flashy fighter. A black Teofimo Lopez, so to speak. Just really flashy. So, but you got a lot of people saying that, oh, well, Ennis wasn't himself. Oh, well, Kukachan was running. And when you fighting somebody that's running, oh, well, look, but no. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that today. We're not going to do that. Karen Kukachan was supposed to be running into shots. Boots Ennis is supposed to be setting him up and making him walk into shots if he wasn't able to really cut him off. He wasn't even able to cut off the ring. Jaron Ennis wasn't listening to his dad. It was a lot of things that Boots Ennis did wrong in that fight. His ring IQ got exposed that night. Just chasing the dude down. Didn't really set up his shots. Couldn't land off the combinations. And when he can't land his combinations, when guys are not standing in front of you, well, you see what happens. When a guy's not doing what you want him to do, well, you see what happens. And that's going to be guys like Crawford and Spence, too. They're not going to do what you want them to do. Like these other guys that stand in front of you trying to make something happen. Nah, they gonna make you do what they want you to do. Totally different type of fight what we seen from Boots Ennis. But now he says that maybe they will fight him. After that performance, maybe that was a way to lull the other opposition in. I mean, this is what they say when a guy that's really highly touted doesn't necessarily put up the performance that he's been putting up previously, right? This is what they say, oh, well, he did that just so he can get opponents. You know, I heard that before. I talked to some people behind the scenes that's telling me that Boots Ennis really just did that just so he can get guys to fight him. He pretty much laid down in the fight. No. Absolutely not. Karen Kukachan was a lot better than people expected. That's the truth. Kukachan was a lot better than people expected. Nobody expected him to come out there and be a value brand Lomachenko on Jaron Boots Ennis. Jaron couldn't even hurt the guy when he did land. Yeah, he won the fight, but it's like he lost the fight. And that's what happens when you got so much hype. It's almost like Boots Ennis lost the fight. Yes, he won the fight. He won that fight. But it's like he lost because of the hype. He was the next coming of Roy Jones. He said he was trying to be like Mike. But we saw what happened in that fight. But now maybe these guys are lining up to fight Boots Ennis, right? I mean, maybe guys like Crawford and Spence be like, you know what? Maybe I should go ahead and beat up on this dude. But what's the incentive? Still, what do I gain? You essentially stunk up the place now. Now when we looking at it, okay, yeah, I could beat you. But there's other bigger fights to be made that's worth more money right now. So I could just sit back and wait this 120 days out. Figure out what I want to do. And then she'll teach you a lesson because I'm LOLing. Terrence Crawford didn't even say nothing about it as far as I know. Dude got work to do. 25 years old. He got work to do. I've been seeing a lot of the responses from people. And while I may call it how I see it, right? I do still think that Jaron Boots Ennis is the future. He's still really young. This is a learning lesson. He's lucky it didn't happen when he had a belt already. He's lucky it happened before he even got a belt. Because he showed some vulnerabilities that a lot of fighters could exploit. A lot of vulnerabilities that a talented, crafty, experienced fighter that can punch could exploit. For me, he looked like a boy up in there still. Yeah, when he wasn't in there bullying and styling and profiling on them dudes, he looked like a kid up in there to me. He looked like a kid up in there. Yep. The kid that didn't know what to do, that was trying to figure something out. That's what it looked like. But maybe they'll fight him now. Maybe the likes of Virgil Ortiz, since he ain't got an opponent now, right? Since Virg ain't got nobody to fight right now, since Stanionis pulled out due to injury. This seems to be really something really common with amongst premier boxing champions, if I'm honest. Like, these dudes just magically pulling out of fights. I mean, I never seen so many injuries in my life. When it came to boxers, I never used to see it like that. Boxers usually tough it out or something they can handle. You know, these dudes be pulling out like a motherfucker, man. Be pulling out. Adrian Broner pulled out recently. These days, they don't care. They don't care about the cars, the events. Something else is going on. I don't know. But, hey, look. Maybe they'll fight Jaron Boots Ennis now. Maybe Boots Ennis can get the opposition in the ring. Maybe these dudes will stop running from Boots, right? Literally in the ring and outside the ring, right? Maybe. But Jaron Boots Ennis, man, he wasn't listening to his dad, right? He wasn't listening to Bozy. He wasn't throwing the combinations. He kind of abandoned his jab. His jab was only one type of jab. It was only one speed. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. But like I said, you guys, still a young guy, still got a lot of time to really, I think he needs to kind of buckle back a little bit and kind of humble himself, because I think he was kind of riding on his high horse a little too much, right? That's what it looked like. That's what it felt like watching the fight. He was getting frustrated at times. And when these guys get frustrated like that, they believe that they up in there with somebody they ain't supposed to be up in there struggling with. That's what that means. So, yeah, we go see what happens. Virgil Ortiz, Stanionis, that fight is postponed, right? So we don't know what's going on. I forgot what happened to Stanionis. Something happened. I mean, conveniently, when he's in there with his toughest opponent, this stuff tends to happen. So, yeah. And the welterweight division, will we continue welterweighting? I mean, what's next for Errol Spence? People think like it's Keith. And if I'm honest, Keith Thurman been working his ass off. I've been watching. Keith Thurman's been training his ass off. When I look at Errol Spence, well, he's on vacation. So I'm not quite sure if Errol Spence has been training. I'm not quite sure if even a Keith Thurman fight is a good idea for Errol Spence right now. Terrence Bud Crawford was in Thailand training. Actually, he's on vacation, but he's still out there training. So, yeah, Bud Crawford, we ain't got to worry about Bud Crawford not showing up or showing out. You cut Bud Crawford's head open, there's a boxing glove in there. So we ain't got to worry about Bud Crawford. But, yeah, man, the next fight is Spence and probably Thurman. I don't see, unless they magically putting Stanionis in there. Maybe he pulled out of the Virgil fight to hop in there with Spence, you know, as a surprise attack, right, for boxing fans and for the people. Oh, well, Stanionis and Spence, you know. Or Spence could very well be moving up to 154 like the Porter said. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.